Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Woodshop. This is Arlene once again, and I want to thank you for joining me. My voice isn't 100% okay, so if I cough now and then, don't get too concerned. But anyway, we're going to do this little spoon that you see here. It's a little teaspoon, or 1/4 of a teaspoon. I actually took some of the pattern off of my measuring spoons here at the kitchen, and I kind of just laid it out on a table and made a copy of it. You can do it that way, or you can go to my blog. I'll have it there as well. What I did was I took a piece of wood and drew the pattern on. Now these here are very small, they're not real big. This one runs about 4 inches by a little over 3/4 of an inch to an inch on the bottom. Okay? Excuse me. What I'm going to be showing you, I actually have this drawn out on here, and I'll leave this up. This will also be on the blog. You can cut this out with a bandsaw if you'd like, but I'm going to do everything with a knife today. So let me sharpen up my knife. What you're going to need for sure, and this is kind of my own pattern, I just took it and decided to see what I'd end up with, and this will be one of the ones we'll be doing at our luncheon in Morgantown in August. So if you come along or you're down in the area and you want to join us, we will be meeting August the 8th from 12 noon until 3, and we'll see how far we get with this. Now this was finished with a mineral oil is what I use. See the nice honey look that it has, like a little darker look, but it was a clear stain. But what you want to do is take your pencil after you cut it out long ways, or this is a profile, but this is the top view of it. Once you cut this out, I did this out of a fairly large piece. This is pine that I'm working with, okay folks, and this is just, you can use this as a decorative, or you can probably use it if you want. I'm going to be using mine, and I'm going to make a soup spoon later. So, but what I did was turn it sideways after I cut the top view out with the bandsaw, and then I sliced 3 of about the same size. Alright, so that's one way of doing it. Let's start here. The first thing we're going to do is draw this little curvature, and I left about maybe 3/8 of an inch all the way across, and then this scoops down and comes back up. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take our knife, and we're going to start scooping out this here. Again, have your glove on and your thumb guard on. We're just going to go down a little bit because that has a little bit of a dip there. So we're going to kind of follow this pattern. On the side, you're going to have to try to make sure that you have it flat all the way across, and then I'm going to go up. And you got to be mindful of how the grain is running as well, okay? So it's starting to tug there, so I'm going to turn this the other way. And a lot of it's just eyeballing it, folks. I'll make that a little bit rounder as soon as we get this portion of it done. Alright, so I'm going to chop a little more off here. Pine smells wonderful, and I wondered how I was going to get rid of that smell, but when you put the mineral oil on, it takes away that scent. Okay, so, and then we're going to go in the back here, and we're going to scoop this portion out, okay, in the back. So just be careful. Put your glove on, your thumb guard on if you have one. So see, I have this shaped up and around, so some of this I might tune up a little bit when I get off the video, because that way I can see it a little bit better and I can critique it a little bit more. But I'm just following that line that you see there. Okay. Now we're going to go this way. And you're going to go against the grain, so you're going to have to turn around. The only other thing that you'll need for this project to scoop out the inside is a little rounded gouge. These palm gouges work wonderfully. If you have one around, it would be handy. It's not really you can do with a knife. You can do some of it with a knife, but you really will need a gouge. And I know most of my carvings don't require anything like that, but you are going to have to use something to get that out. Whether it's a little rotary tool on a Dremel, you can do that as well. My piece here was done all strictly by hand and hand sanding, and that was it. So I used no power tools on that whatsoever. Okay? And the other thing you're going to do is you're going to, as you're smoothing this out, once you get this down where you need it, you're going to have to go around and do your edges and shape that up a little bit and clean off some of that. So once we get this done, which almost looks about where I want it to be, maybe a little bit lower. Pine is really nice to work with. I know some people don't care to work with pine. You can use basswood, but it's not going to give you that grain that you're looking for. Applewood is another good one that they use. I've never done that way either. You can see it's starting to tug there, so I'm going to turn that around, go the other way. And you know, it's just a matter of preference of what you want to use. I love the white look to the wood. I don't know if butternut would be good or not. Maybe somebody can answer that for me, if you can use butternut for it. Some woods are toxic, so you want to make sure whatever you're using, if you're going to use it as a utensil, that it's not toxic. Also, you are going to be using I got to cut more of that out. All these are going to look a little different from each other, which is okay. But I did a little bit of chip carving on the top, which I haven't done before on my videos, but I'll show you a little bit of it now. And those of you that do a chip carving, you might be horrified by how I chip carve, but you know, whatever works for you. There are correct ways of doing it if you're doing it on a flat surface, but we're not exactly doing it on a flat surface. Okay, so we're done with that portion of it. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to critique this a little bit later, but we at least have the shape of what we're looking for here, okay? And we have a little bit of a bow there at the top. You're trying to get all the rough marks off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back here and you're going to just take a little sliver of the outside off. Alright? And you're going to look at this and make sure that it's kind of even all the way around on both sides. Okay, I'll be right back, folks.